Eala, Venus Williams potential QF clash looms in Auckland. A potential quarterfinal clash looms between Eala and former world number 1 Venus Williams in the 2026 ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand. Based on the draw released on Saturday, January 3rd, the 20-year-old Eala and the American veteran are bracketed in the lower half, where they could meet later in the tournament. Eala, the 4th seed in the WTA 250 tournament, is set to face 2023 Australian Open quarter-finalist Donna Vekic, while 45-year-old Serena Williams, a 7-time Grand Slam singles champion who earned a wild-card berth here ahead of her comeback at the Australian Open in a few weeks, will take on 5th seed Magda Linette. A win for Eala would set up a next-round clash with the winner of the Camila Osorio vs Petra Marcinko match, while Williams would face the victor between Alicia Park and Elizabeth Cocchiaretto. Should both advance, they would meet in the quarters. But first things first, facing Vekic. Eala has never met the 29-year-old Croatian veteran, who boasts of 4 career titles and a semi-final stint at the 2024 Wimbledon. A silver medalist at the 2024 Paris Olympics, Vekic is currently ranked number 69, though she ranked as high as number 17 early last year. While the Eala-Williams singles showdown has yet to happen, the two athletes would first be facing in the first-round doubles with their respective partners on Monday, January 5th. Eala is teaming up with American teenager Iva Jovic, while Williams is joining forces with another veteran in Ukrainian Alina Svitolina. In the doubles, Williams was also legend. She won 14 Grand Slam doubles titles, all with sister Serena Williams. Svitolina, however, has 2 career doubles titles while also boasting of 3 semi-final appearances in the Grand Slam singles. The tournament serves as a start of the Australian Open swing for Eala, whose current ranking of number 53 earned her a main draw entry for the first time. A duel of generations, Eala and Venus Williams, Auckland's unexpected storyline. On the manicured hard courts of the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand, something unexpected is quietly brewing, a potential quarterfinal showdown that pits the rising against the remarkable, the future against the past, the new chapter against the legacy. At the heart of this unfolding narrative are Alexandra Eala, the 20-year-old Filipina tennis prodigy building her own legend, and Venus Williams, the ageless icon whose very presence on tour is an ode to endurance and passion. Manila Bulletin +1. But this is not just another headline for a tennis tournament. It's a story about heritage, hope, and the beautiful intersections of time, where careers can overlap and inspire. The stage, ASB Classic, more than just a warm-up. The 2026 ASB Classic is a WTA 250 event held annually at the ASB Tennis Centre in Auckland. Played on outdoor hard courts, this tournament has become a hallmark of the early season, a proving ground where emerging stars sharpen their blades and veterans remind the world they still belong. Wikipedia. For many players, Auckland is simply a stepping stone toward the majestic crescendo that is the Australian Open. But this year, the narrative feels richer, charged with possibility. At the tournament's draw ceremony on January 3rd, fans and pundits alike were quick to notice something thrilling. Eala and Venus found themselves bracketed in the same portion of the draw, meaning, should they both navigate their early matches, they could very likely meet in the quarterfinals. Manila Bulletin. This potential matchup, youthful ambition versus seasoned wisdom, is one of those rare moments in sport that captivates audiences not just for skill, but for story. Eala, rising star with a nation behind her. Born in Manila and raised in a world where few Filipinos have crossed the WTA's upper echelons, Eala's journey has been extraordinary. If tennis is poetry, then Eala's 2025 was an ode to perseverance and breakthrough. At the Miami Open 2025, she stunned the tennis universe by defeating world-class opponents, including wins that crowned her as the first Filipino to beat players ranked in the top 10 and top 5 in WTA history, a feat that reshaped expectations of what a player from her nation could achieve. Wikipedia +1. Her run that year carried her deep into elite territory, even reaching the semifinals of a WTA 1000 event, an achievement that instantly elevated not only her own profile but the profile of Philippine tennis. She followed that with more strong performances on tour and continued her rise into the world's top 100. Wikipedia. In Auckland, she enters the event seeded fourth, a recognition of her status and an expectation that she can compete with the best. Philstar.com. Her first challenge in the tournament is Dana Vekic, a battle-tested Croatian veteran known for her power and experience. Win that, and the path could lead to something historic. Anisports.ph. Venus Williams, the eternal competitor. If Eala represents the bright promise of tomorrow, Venus Williams embodies the enduring spirit of yesterday and today. At 45 years old, Venus is well into what most would consider the twilight of a tennis career. But instead of fading quietly, she stands tall, drawing wild cards into major tournaments and still competing with fire in her eyes. The Guardian. A former world number 1 and 7-time Grand Slam singles champion, Williams has been a part of some of the most memorable moments in modern tennis. Her power, athleticism, and competitive heart helped redefine women's tennis for younger generations. Her presence in an early season event like the ASB Classic is part homage, part preparation, but wholly compelling. The Manila Times. In Auckland, she too must earn her spot, facing a series of challengers before any encounter with Eala could become reality. Yet the possibility itself, of Venus and Eala standing across the net from one another, captures the imagination of tennis fans all over the world. A dynamic contrast, generations in collision. What makes this potential matchup so evocative isn't just that two players face each other, it's that they represent two eras of the sport. On one side, Venus Williams, the legend whose career has outlasted many contemporaries. She's a champion, a trailblazer, and one of the figures who transformed women's tennis into a sport celebrated for its athleticism and entertainment. On the other side, Eala, the next generation, young, hungry, and unburdened by expectations yet heavy with potential. Whether or not the match happens, and that depends on how each performs in earlier rounds, the idea of such a clash is electrifying. It brings to mind questions like, how do experience and youth balance out in competition? What does it mean for a rising star to face someone whose legacy is already etched in history? Can an emerging player carry the story of a nation forward by defeating an icon? These questions, more than the result itself, fuel narratives beyond sport, about desire, legacy, ambition, and the beautiful cycle that is competition.